As a final step, I actually want to create a user in the actual database. That means starting a console, not in a sandbox. So let's do that. Just Rails console by itself. And we'll also get a chance to take a look at some of the methods that HowSecurePassword gives us. So let's use the user.create method. Oops, I need to put this in a string here. You can use either single quotes or double quotes when making your strings, but you can't mix them. At least not in the same string. Okay, so this should work. There we go. So let's take a look at the actual database. This is it's in DB development. So let's right click and download this. So let's see, remember I moved it here. And, oops, that's right. Okay, so here we are. Move the downloads to, right, so this is right, this should just work. It'll probably ask me, oh, it didn't, that's surprising. Oh, no, I did the same thing. Well, I can just up arrow. I used the SQLite 3 too. All right, well, up arrow wins. Okay, so yeah, there we are. All right, let's open up the development.sqlite 3 database. So I just downloaded that from Cloud9, but now we can take a look at our users. So we've got the structure. This is the database structure, though, here you see, and now I want to browse the data. And so this is the default table. It shows me the schema migrations, which just keeps track of the migrations. So let's look at users, and there it is. Take a look. Oh, look at that. It actually created, I don't know how that happened. When did that happen? That's weird. All right, well, let me show you how to recover from this kind of weirdness. I'm just going to delete this thing here. Yeah, will this work? Yeah. So let's go to a different terminal. Let's just open a new one. The entire database in this case lives inside of that one file, so we can just remove it. So that removed it, and now I can just create it again. Oh, actually, you know what? That might not work. Yeah, there's something weird going on. So I should shut this down. I should get out of the console. And one of the things I need to do is to create the database by migrating again. All right, so now let's fire up the console again. And I can actually up arrow. That's pretty cool. All right, let's try that again. Actually, let me do this. Okay, user.first is right, so let's download this again. And I get another chance to get this right. There we go, SQLite 3. It should ask me, do I want to overwrite it? There it is. Okay, let's take a look at this. And maybe refresh it. Probably just select one, select the other. Nope. Just restart it. There we go. This will work. There we go. Okay. So now it's just that one record, as I expected. And here are the columns. So this is the password digest. You can see this is a pretty complicated looking string. We can go over here and say user.password digest. Oop, I don't actually have a user though, do I? So let's do this here. User equals user.first. Now this should work. Good. So this is what a hashed string looks like when we're using, or a hash password when we're using HowSecurePassword. I mean, it's just a hash string. The string happens to be a password in this case. In case you're curious, what we're using in this case via HowSecurePassword to do this one-way hashing is called bcrypt. It's a very good security library. And among other things, if you're really into this sort of thing, you might be worried whether this hash is salted, and the answer is yes. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry too much about it. It just means that if you hash the same password twice using the same bcrypt algorithm, that the digests will be different. So that means in particular, if two users have identical passwords, their password digest will still be distinct. So one of the things that HasSecure Password does for us is it gives us an authenticate method on the models, in this case the user model. And what you do with authenticate is you give it a password. So I can just type in some stuff. And this should return false. Remember, the password is actually foobar. So let's do something that's close, but not quite. Still false. But user.authenticate with the right password returns the user. In particular, in a Boolean context, remember we can do bang bang. It's true because the user object is not nil or false. In a Boolean context, user.authenticate of the right password is true. So you can see that with HasSecure Password, not only do we now have the back end for this sort of sign-in or sign-up form, but also when users try to log in, we'll be able to authenticate them based on their submitted passwords using authenticate.